I've seen a lot of game-demolishing, ideologically motivated decisions made in the gaming space over the years,
Non-binary.
but non-euclidean games War Fantasy did its job masterfully with a single trailer. It presents itself as a psychological horror meets the military-industrial complex experience, while making the audacious comparisons between itself and Spec Ops: The Line, The Stanley Parable, and Black Mirror right out the gate. Spec Ops. Yeah, that's Spec Ops. A game where you, the average teenager, are presented with the premise of controlling a Delta Force captain leading a team to Dubai on a mission, and the big reveal is you were killing innocent civilians because your character, the platoon leader, is Nutter Butters. Fuck off, the game has been out for 14 years, you fucking wieners.
Know what it is. You've seen what this shit does. You know we
Might
can't
not have
use
a choice, Lugo.
There's always a choice.
You need to hit those RPGs!
You brought this on yourself.
We were helping.
What?
War Fantasy aggravates the easily aggrieved toward discussions about the psychological effects of video games on people, as well as its effect on our broader culture, military recruitment, and the military-industrial complex as a whole. And that's a lot of big words for me, so I sure hope someone will be clear when telling me about it.
The company is not liable for the actions of our customers.
It's just you and me in here.
You can't shoot your way out of that.
They make games like War and War like a game. They make games like War and War like a game. They make games like War and War like a game!
It's unsubtle and pretentious presentations ticking all the right marketing boxes to get eyes on its product, and it doesn't care who. So who are these big-dicked individuals comparing themselves to giants? Non-Euclidean Games has a press kit website and presents itself as time-respectful, thought-provoking, and high-production games for busy people, and stories with depth and movie-length games. So basically, they barely seem to exist and are making a lot of big claims, but they do have a former Call of Duty dev, Nathan Tran, as a founder, who dreamed it up over the last 9 years. Needless to say, I'm cautiously indifferent. They are doing the exact opposite of what Spec Ops: The Line did, which hides its anti-conflict sentiment behind the veil of war is cool, until it tosses it at you that, oh no, war is not so cool. In fact, it's hot. The comparisons are double-edged. Spec Ops mostly ducked under the radar with only a few indicators of where its stories would head, but War Fantasy tells you before you start, right in the trailer. What? Spec Ops: The Line did too? Right in the trailer.
I need you to see what you've done.
I want to be irritated at the missed opportunity to subvert expectations, but the truth is, I'm subverted expectationed out. I may not agree with the message, but hopefully the story tries to convince me to seek to evaluate my own ideas. I really couldn't give a shit, but I respect it. A good game's a good game, however, you're not going to be that unless that's the initial goal. Make something fun first. No amount of
Non-binary.
will ruin a good game. Some will want to hate play it, or hate watch at a minimum with their favorite YouTuber or Twitch streamer, so while I think the latter's more likely, I think it'll get the reach it's looking for. Considering the short length, but as an artistically driven decision, it'll fulfill its job. It'll be experienced by as many people as possible in some form or another, paid or unpaid. I also question if that decision, being only a couple of digestible hours, is also part of the secret sauce. I mean, that's what they say, but I'm not sure if it's true. I may be providing praise where none's warranted, but, well, respect, I guess. I don't believe the game's going to be bad, I just don't think it'll sell well in an era of constant criticism and politically tainted entertainment. The average person's not beginning this game like they did Metal Gear Solid: Sons of Liberty. A story that starts as a stealth action game but becomes a social commentary on war and censorship with a twisting narrative about AI and... what? The Patriot Act? Is that a movie? Anyways, the game swung its dick about in a self-hype game in its comparisons, so I guess we'll wait and see how it fares when it gets closer to release date. I don't have money to spend on hour-long experiences over $5, so I'll likely absorb this secondhand like most people do art pieces these days. Sorry, Nathan,